Hey, welcome back to the show. In yesterday's episode, we talked a bit about the pressure of leading when every decision feels like it might start a fire. Well, today we're talking about what it means to create psychological safety on your team without losing your peace or letting the loudest voices run the show. Hey friend, quick pause. Can I speak to the woman who's running on fumes right now? If you've been feeling like a stranger in your own body, if the brain fog, the belly fat, or burnout have you left wondering, is this just what midlife feels like? You are not alone. But hear me, midlife isn't a crisis. It is your comeback. Through my personalized functional health coaching, I help high-capacity women leaders balance their hormones, restore their energy, and feel like themselves again, naturally. Are you ready to trade burnout for breakthrough? If so, join my waitlist at gracefilledleader.com/health. That's gracefilledleader.com/HEALTH. Are you a busy woman in leadership who feels pulled in 1,000 directions? Do you wrestle with perfectionism, people-pleasing, or never feeling like you're enough no matter how successful you are on paper? Are you longing for more time, more peace, and more energy to live and lead the way God intended? Sister, you are right where you need to be. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, healthcare leader, Christian life coach, and functional health practitioner. I spent decades hustling for my worth through achievement and approval, only to end up burned out and exhausted. But God showed me a better way, a grace-fueled way. And now, I help women just like you break free from people-pleasing and overwhelm, lead well, live well, and be well. Here, we blend spirit-driven success with practical leadership, wellness, and mindset strategies so that you can multiply your time and impact without sacrificing your health or your family. If you're ready to lead well, live healthier, and finally find the peace and purpose God has waiting for you, you are in the right place. So roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to reclaim your time, restore your joy, and lead from grace. And just as a reminder, the information you hear on this show is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your own health practitioner before you make any changes to your health. Psychological safety is a bit of a buzzword right now, and it really does matter, but let's be clear about what it actually means. It does not mean that everyone agrees. It does not mean that no one ever feels uncomfortable, and it doesn't mean that all opinions carry equal weight in every decision. What it does mean is that people feel safe to speak up without fear of being attacked, that feedback is welcomed, but given respectfully, and that differences are handled maturely, not used to create division. As I shared last time, me and my team worked hard as leaders to say to our frontline team, we are committed to welcoming all voices, including the quieter ones. We want feedback, but we also need professional, respectful behavior. We actually structured a team commitment around this idea when talking about employee engagement and feedback. As leaders, we promise to communicate more clearly and more consistently and to offer space for feedback. But we also ask the team to commit to respectful interactions, to not dominate or interrupt, and to speak with humility, not just volume. Here's what often happens in dysfunctional team cultures. The loudest people tend to dominate the narrative. The quiet thinkers sometimes go silent, and the leader may either shut down or overcorrect by becoming too passive. That is a recipe for resentment, burnout, and poor outcomes. As leaders, we must steward the emotional tone of the room, not control it, but steward it. When a leader allows one or two dominant personalities to constantly challenge, question, or reframe every decision, it demoralizes the rest of the team. Eventually, the quieter team members begin to disengage, not because they don't care, but because they don't feel safe. Practical strategies for regaining balance include directly inviting quieter team members to share. Maybe something like this. Let's pause and hear from someone who hasn't spoken up yet. It might include setting time limits in meetings for open feedback sessions, using surveys or written input when appropriate, and reinforcing your commitment to open discussion and to following through on decisions once they're made. Folks, you can't please everyone and you don't have to. Let's circle back to one powerful statement that came from a team member of ours. He said, "Some people just want to go to war." And friend, that is true. You can communicate with all the grace in the world and still face backlash. Not because you failed, but because you're leading something that challenges comfort zones. There is a difference between dissent that's rooted in care and concern and dissent that's about control and fear of change. As leaders, part of our job is to discern that difference and respond with both courage and compassion. Romans chapter 12, verse 18 reminds us, "If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." But it doesn't say, make sure everyone feels peaceful. There is a difference. You do what depends on you. The tone, the posture, the invitation, but not the outcome. Jesus led with deep compassion, and he still faced opposition. Leadership will include that tension. So I want to encourage you, a little practical application. Think about your last team meeting. Did everyone have an equal opportunity to speak? Maybe you want to consider building your own team commitment that outlines shared expectations for communication. Start recognizing who's influencing the room and whether it reflects your team's values or just the loudest voices. My friend, you can lead with courage, set boundaries, and still be kind. That's what strong, spirit-led leadership looks like. It's not about silencing conflict, but about shaping the container for how conflict happens. So think about this. Where am I over-accommodating difficult voices? Who on my team needs an invitation to speak? What tone do I need to set in my next team meeting? And how can I reframe a recent leadership challenge through the lens of stewardship instead of self-doubt? Again, my friends, take courage. You are doing the work that matters. Until next time, lead well, live well, and be well. I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.